Hi, today I'll be looking at some of the forum posts I've made on like Pit ideas for updates because I just think it's really fun to think of stuff they could add to the game. I'm kind of bored of the game. I'm Prestige 20. Like, what am I gonna do? Like, there's nothing left. Like, am I gonna get more launch trails? We'll find out as soon as I'm unbanned, I guess. Anyway, I have four different threads. I'm probably gonna go through all of them, and I also really want to take a look at other people's threads. So if you have other like forum posts or other ideas for updates, I mean, I've seen a pretty cool one by HX Pulsefire and other people's ideas, and yeah, I don't know, just talk about them because I personally really like looking at other people's ideas, like for the pit and also for Skyblock, I guess, and really other games. I mean, Minecraft 1.16 snapshot came out, really exciting with netherite, like, holy crap, diamonds are now second tier. I mean, I've been wanting that. Anyway, let's start with the first thread. So, for the first idea, I thought it would be pretty cool if you could upgrade your perks. They kind of exist, and people don't like when anyone talks about fifth perk slot. So, upgrading perks would be a better alternative, maybe. I don't know, I'm not sure. Anyway, the system I thought of was that first off, you first have to buy like some sort of renown upgrade that even allows you to upgrade any of your perks in the renown shop. Like I said, small price, unlocking a prestige 20 plus. Honestly, 20 is actually kind of high, maybe 15 or something. Just like when you've, played the game a lot. Then for the second step, you'd actually have to buy the upgrades. So you buy the shop, like a separate menu in the renown shop, just like Fancy Hat or something, and then you have a list of all the perks you have, and then you have to buy an upgrade for that perk. So let's say you want to have better Vampire, so you buy Vampire, and this would be a high price. It would be like 100 plus renown. Next up, you go to the shop, the actual upgrade shop where you have Vampire, and then you have to upgrade it with even more gold. So, like, you buy Vampire for what, 8,000, and then you could upgrade it to Vampire 2 for, let's say, like at least like 5 times, so like at least 40,000 gold or something. Like, it would be a very high price. And then the upgrades would be small. Like here I have some examples. So Vampire 2 would be something maybe like you heal 0.6 hearts on hit instead of 0.5. So I mean 20% more healing. You could argue if that's really small or not. Maybe 0.55. Or maybe you'd have some sort of like combo healing or guts mechanic with Vampire. And let's see, like Dirty. Dirty 2 might be like maybe it lasts 1 second longer, 4 seconds, maybe it would be 5 seconds, or maybe it would be a higher resistance but for less seconds. Because mostly you use Dirty in a box, and if you're really going for it, you're gonna have, you won't really need the 5 seconds, so maybe you can also have both, so you could choose. Anyway, next up is strength chaining 2. So I always thought strength chaining the 7 seconds, or what is it, 8 seconds, is a bit short. Again, in a box, it doesn't really matter, you're gonna get all those kills in that short amount of time. But if you're just streaking at mid, maybe it would be 1 second longer, and maybe the strength would go up to strength 6 instead. Or another version would be that every time the timer goes down, like if you're strength 5 and then 8 seconds later it goes to strength 4 instead of going all the way back to 0. And then a bunch of other perks would be upgraded a similar way, just small upgrades that would go a long way. And then some perks wouldn't be able to be upgraded, like Lava, for example. And honestly, Lava should be removed anyway, I think. And yeah, that's my idea for perk upgrading. I think it's cool. I would like to have better perks. I would like to have soups too. Sounds very cool. So for my second thread, I thought of a way to make dark pants a little bit more interesting, and then also to kind of nerf them, but in the long run to buff them, I guess. So my solution to the dark pants now, I mean, I made a video on why dark pants are bad, even though I didn't really make most of my points that I actually did, that actually would make sense for like why dark pants are strong, whatever. Anyway, so you know how Somber makes it so that basically mystics are useless against you, even though some still work, like, you know, what's it called, bullet time. Anyway, I thought it would make a little bit more sense if they split Somber, or if they made it so that Somber only protects from like swords and bows, right? So if you still can't Perune someone with Somber, you can't execute them, all that stuff, but if someone's just wearing Somber, you'll still have all your protection, right? So where this gets interesting is when you add dark swords to the mix. So my idea is about dark swords splitting Somber up into an defensive mechanism for the pants and an offensive for the sword. So with a dark sword, they would, just like the pants on tier 1, always get the same enchant. I called it Hell's Wrath. I guess it could also still be called Somber or whatever. And a dark sword would probably do the same amount as a mystic sword, 6.5. And what it would do is it would ignore any pants enchants. So things like Prick, I guess Prick would actually be the only offensive pants enchant really that you have. But anyway, it would ignore pants enchant. So with my idea, you need both dark pants and a dark sword to have, you know, the full effect that Somber has now. Plus, with a tier 2 dark pants and tier 2 sword, you'd also have now 2 different enchants that would give you a benefit. But the dark swords would be even more expensive than dark pants. So how it would work? So here's E4 would exist. It would give you allows user to craft dark swords. I should just read this. I'm very nervous for some reason. And then it would cost a lot of renown, like 50, 100 maybe. The prestige requirement is 15. So here's E3 is like 10. So here's E4 maybe 15. I mean, it could also be like 12 or 14. It doesn't really matter. The dark swords would cost like a stack of vial or half a stack. Maybe a stack is a bit much, but like at least like 3 or 4 times what pants cost. I mean, you get so much vial, it doesn't really matter anyway. And then swords can be upgraded to tier 1, just like pants can, and they get the enchant Hell's Wrath. Yeah. Then next up is here's E5. Here the prestige requirement would be like 20 or maybe like 17, 18, something like that. The cost would be like 100 renown maybe. And then it would allow the user to tier 2 dark swords. That would give them a dark enchant. And also I thought, just because I like gold, night quests now reward gold 50 per prestige. You know, because I think it's 25 XP per prestige. So here's some of my ideas for enchants for dark swords. As some of the existing dark enchants would have to become sword enchants instead, like Combo Venom, or maybe like Misery and Spite. Also I thought maybe Misery Spite could also be both, and then you could have a Misery Pants and a Misery Sword, and they would like stack, or maybe they would just override each other. Who knows? Anyway, here's just the enchants that I thought of. So, combo Hades' Wrath. It's kind of like the dark version of Perune's Wrath. Every 5th hit, you strike a player with a fire, burning them for 5 seconds. Kind of just damaging a person. I don't know. I thought it would be cool to have like dark pants, like hell kind of theme, some sort of fire. Because we don't have any fire enchants, right? With poison, lightning, water, no fire really. So that would be cool. I mean, striking a player with fire would also slow them down because of the damage they get. So it wouldn't do that much damage, I guess. I don't know, it would look cool. Anyway, the next one I have is Tartarus' Pull. So you know, Tartarus, I only know that because I read Percy Jackson. You know, so in Percy Jackson he gets pulled, or the Tartarus, actually the shoes try to pull him that he gets from Luke. Anyway, you would have an aura around you that pulls players towards you. That would kind of be dumb, so it would actually just like slow people around you. Maybe that would make more sense. You know, So if you're chasing someone, they'd be slowed, but you have to get close to them first. I don't know. I thought it would be cool. Then I have Belphegor. I just went to Cookie Clicker. It has all these names for the whatever the prestige things. That killing a player leaves a puddle of blood, slowing anyone who steps in it, dealing a small amount of damage. Yeah, another like slowing people down. I don't know, I thought like Dark Pants, maybe like the theme of slowing people down would make sense. And then Midas's Curse. Hitting a player gives them a 50 gold bounty or less, prevents you from gaining XP. So this is just another one of my I like gold and I don't like XP. The 50 gold bounty wouldn't stack. It would only work once, right? So you can't like give someone a lot of bounties and then kill them. That would be abusable. Just a single 50 gold bounty. I mean, I got the idea from the Binding of Isaac, where you have the Midas Touch item, where sometimes you shoot a tier that turns enemies into gold, and they're frozen for that amount of time, and if you kill them during that time, you get more gold. I thought having an enchant that, you know, freezes people wouldn't make sense. I don't know, I just thought this would be cool. Whatever. Anyway, this video is another one of my train wrecks. Thanks to me for being not that great at English and also nervous for some reason while recording these. Anyway, I have two more, and like I said, I would like to do other people's ideas as well, but I'll leave it to that for this video. Yeah. Right, tell me down below what you think, or don't. I don't care. Anyway, see ya.